Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Dugout. We are minutes away from a major announcement in cricket, you will all know. And in fact, all of you already probably know that you're going to have a new ICC boss. Proud moment for South Asia or proud moment for India?
It won't be a first. We've had multiple Indian representation at the top post of the ICC, but it's happening after a while now, and let's see how it bodes for Indian cricket. That's going to be something as Indians we'll be looking forward to. Can the WTC final of 2027 then happen in India? Can those things happen? What is it that can happen from an Indian perspective?
Very interesting.
I'll be interested to know those things.
Very interesting that you talk about that WTC final. I asked this exact same question to the exact same person who's going to be the ICC.
So you know the answer?
I know the answer because I asked him.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Mr. Jay Shah, who's the current secretary, is going to be the ICC boss. We all know that. So since interesting that you talk about that. So we met him on the sidelines of the T20 World Cup, and we all had an opportunity to ask. And so all of us asked one or two questions. Some may have asked three, some four. I can't remember. But I think I asked him two, and one of them was exactly this about WTC. And I said that because I remember covering the last WTC where Rohit Sharma had mentioned that, best of three, plus he said not too much gap and all of that. And I think he also mentioned why should it always be in England. He said
I think
that.
he did.
Yes. He did. I remember there was a big controversy. And so basis that I asked him that, going forward, will WTC keep happening in England only? And I remember, I don't remember the exact quote, but I remember the gist of it, but basically what Mr. Shah had said at that time, that it's okay, so what if it's in England? It suits most countries because of very diverse population. So most of the time, no matter which team plays, you end up getting crowds. England anyway loves Test cricket. Imagine if there was to be the final, hypothetically, in New Delhi, where we are sitting, and the final is between New Zealand and Australia. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
People don't go to watch India's Test match. And now you can't even, maybe Firuzshah Kotla is a bad example because they don't go to watch Test match anyway. But I'm saying even now you've started seeing in other established centers like Bangalore, Chennai also have had dwindling crowds. They're better than Delhi in Test matches, but still they've dwindled. You do not see, unless it's a very big Test match, even there the numbers have come down, but you'll still get a decent crowd if it's India, Australia, whatever. Yeah. India, Bangladesh, maybe nobody turns up even in Bangalore, in Chennai and so on and so forth. So imagine if you were to have a Test match between Australia and New Zealand, whatever, in this. So I think he made a valid point saying that, England suits because one, it is, you'll get crowds. That timing wise also is kind of in center, so extreme. Yeah, so if you're in South Africa, you're in Australia, whatever, you basically
India monsoon at this time, so again correct. You have to have it around the month of June, July.
No, so monsoon can't be the reason because in England it can rain anytime.
In England it can, but again they see certain centers, London, Manchester, but other places like Birmingham maybe, but again, yes, it's happened.
Rain can't be England cannot, that's the only thing that England cannot.
I'm saying Australia again, the start of the summer is much later, the start of the season, so you want a fresh wicket, this, that. So there is reason why it happens in England, or it has happened in England and will happen in England in 2025 as well. But to say that we can't find another option or another venue anywhere else of the 7-8 regular Test playing nations, that is
you can. I mean, one option I can think of, but then same neutral match. UAE is the only kind of an option where you get a Cosmo crowd, where people can turn up. But there also you will, of course there will be a little bit of Australia crowd or whatever, but predominantly again India, Pakistan will get majority.
And seeing Test cricket in UAE wouldn't be that fun.
Yeah, that's another thing, which is true, because we've had matches. It became Pakistan's home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Also, I mean, I'm just saying, England now, the England pitches are not like you used to get in the 90s. They've kind of mellowed down as well.
Yeah.
Conditions also. So.
But still, I feel that England, it's best for testing conditions. The best testing conditions are in England only. Not just the wicket, also the weather can change any moment. First session, you can have overcast conditions.
Yeah, but that's the problem, na? No, maybe batters don't want testing conditions.
No, but it's not about the batters, na? It's about a good
maybe it
contact
is.
between the batter.
If it was not about the batter, this game would be very different. Everything is about the batter.
How about the idea of playing on roads? A WTC final on a road.
Then you can just take it to one of the neighboring nations.
Never happen.
Neighboring nations.
You're not going there to play Champions Trophy. I will play WTC.
And more than likely, you'll make a third consecutive final.
And they don't even have proper stadiums.
Yeah. Race against time.
Acha.
Yeah.
Why? What is happening?
We heard it yesterday.
Why Gaddafi is not ready?
No, it's sort of getting ready. In Rawalpindi also.
National Stadium in Karachi?
No. In this test match also,
The chairman is visiting the stadium at 2 a.m. in the morning, then 3 p.m. in the evening, afternoon.
They're sitting.
Chairman over there is burning the
tents.
midnight oil to ensure that all the optimization, all the upliftment, facelift,
Maybe the new ICC boss can help.
Maybe.
But he won't take charge before December, no? Because Barclays, I think, contract is till November. Yeah.
So what happens if he takes charge in December? What happens to Champions Trophy?
I think that call will be taken
by November,
October, November.
But what if it can he influence the call that India wants to take?
The only one way is
maybe he'll be a part of the decision making from December.
No, but even
if the stadiums aren't ready, maybe then.
Or maybe AI can make the call. AI can decide like they're
Why
going to
Gemini
decide
will
their
answer?
teams.
ChatGPT.
Like they're selecting their teams with AI.
No, I want to know, can decisions then be influenced?
If Mr. Shah,
If there's if there's an Indian head at ICC, would India be looked at differently in the Champions Trophy, or their say in the participation of Champions Trophy?
see, if the decision gets changed, of course there will be a lot of clamor about it.
No, because till now the issue was that India can say whatever they want. Eventually ICC will have to take a call, and ICC can then levy sanctions on India. They can bar India. They'll have to pay a hefty price. But if ICC is headed by an Indian, then what does the ICC do?
No, I don't think anything would actually change, because anyways India was the superpower. Anyways decisions were being taken in consideration with India.
No, but no.
Not officially, yes.
No.
But now Pakistan can actually say
How do you know that India were taking
No.
it?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, India wasn't going there. You had the Asia Cup also hybrid. Now you would have had this also. It is different, But Champions Trophy also, anyways it is going to be
I don't think that influence will be there before December. Don't really think that.
But okay, just an example, if Jay Shah wasn't to become the head there.
He is the ACC top boss as well.
Could have been different.
Then you're saying that India would have gone to Pakistan.
I'm not
they
saying,
still wouldn't have
I'm
gone.
not saying anything. I'm saying
what has
things
changed?
could have been
Nothing
different.
much.
No, okay, valid point. He says that India won't have gone. But why do you say India won't have gone? You know that they're not.
No, you only told us. I'm going by that.
He's right.
I'm going by that only.
No, he's right. See, I said that under the circumstances, it looks highly unlikely that India would be travelling to Pakistan, and there are various reasons behind it. One is, and the primary reason is, contrary to public opinion, the primary reason is that a lot of players fear for their safety. Okay, see, what you sometimes hear in public is different than what See, you gotta remember, I have seen that there is decent camaraderie between Pakistani players and Indian players, which is all fine. But when it comes to going to a place and playing, that's another decision altogether. So let's say you are an Indian player who has, decent relationships, cordial relationships with Pakistani players, because, politics aside, players respect each other, and there's that
I remember
sort
the
of
time Jasprit Bumrah was given a special gift by Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Yeah. And when
so
Shaheen Shah was back from
Today we will not
injury,
talk about anything, but we will talk about Jay Shah. Please, Shivam. Nothing. It's a big story. It's a big story, and it can have repercussions. It's a developing story.
Yeah.
So, what does Jay Shah's imminent,
Recruitment?
no, not recruitment, imminent appointment as ICC boss mean for international cricket, India-Pakistan cricket, or India-Pakistan cricket, whatever. So yeah, I mean, before we do that, just coming back to the point about why is it that India not going to go? See, people are thinking, and this is a common sort of a narrative that everyone is saying that, oh, India wants to hurt Pakistan cricket, India wants to destroy Pakistan cricket. This is a narrative that people have. See, I mean, I was going to crack a joke, then I thought it will be very mean.
Go ahead.
But this is just a joke.
We can cut this out and put as a reel also.
It won't be cut later, yeah.
To
No, it
those
can be
people who
cut
say
later.
that India is hell-bent on destroying Pakistan cricket, I'll say you don't need India to do that. They're doing it on their own.
Yeah.
No, but that's just
We
a
can
joke.
cut this out and put it out.
No,
as
no,
a
this
reel.
is a joke, and no,
Yeah, it's a
see,
joke
no,
only.
listen, I know of a lot of Pakistani journalists. They're all very good
Yeah.
people and
Yeah,
all, and I
yeah,
have no disrespect towards anybody as such. This
Breaking
was just no. This
They'll
was,
also agree to what you say.
yes, exactly my point.
yeah.
So this is just a joke. Anyway, coming back to the point, there is this narrative that India would be probably trying to hurt Pakistan. They don't want to see Pakistan cricket progress. They're never happy. They don't want cricket to return there, so they're not going to go. That's not the case. See, there are various things that you have to check before you allow for one thing. One and the foremost is, and I'm only saying this, I had mentioned this a few months ago when I had gotten to know these things. This is before the T20 World Cup. Then I also met a few Pakistani journalists, who are in a way our colleagues because we do the same thing. They do
Yeah.
that side, and we do here. And who have been following cricket for a long time. And there was a discussion happening, casual discussion during the World Cup. At that time, I told them that, see, without getting into the merits of the case or the right or wrong of the case, whether it is right for India to go or not, that's a secondary issue.
Exactly.
Firstly, I'm just telling you that, and which is what I've told our viewers also. Firstly, I'm telling you that 99.9% India is not going there only.
Yeah.
That's the first. That's just the news. You can shoot the messenger in me. Or you can praise the messenger in me by saying, wow, he said the great thing. Please don't do anything to me because I don't deserve any credit for it.
But then what's your
I'm not the
reasoning behind,
I'll get to that.
yeah.
So I'm not, see, firstly, if you like this standard India has taken, we as messengers get no credit because we've not taken that decision. If you hate the fact that India is doing this, again, we don't deserve to be criticized because again, we've not taken it. All we're trying to do is basically convey to you the real picture. Whether you like it or you dislike it is another matter, but we at no point, I wish we had those kind of powers, but we do not. So the only power we have is to convey to you.
What would you
is
do if
happening.
you had the power? Would you let
That I will come to.
Yeah.
One by one. The first question, his answer, too many things to that. So first thing he's saying, what is the primary reason?
Yeah, no, I was basically asking you're saying that 99.99% India is not going. So what could be the one reason, that 0.1% reason that they would
No,
go?
but that is just in general my philosophy. Don't ever say 100%.
Yeah, okay.
It's a
That is
hard
fine,
lesson.
yeah.
If you were here long ago, you would have realized. I have had friends here sitting right here who have said 100% and things have turned around.
No, then after that, those friends never
Will
say.
Siddharth Vishwanathan feature in that
He
frame list?
features,
Okay.
Harshit Ahuja features.
Okay, okay.
You
A
need
lot of
an
people.
early
Shashwat
pope
also
to-
features.
You need an
Okay, I
early
thought
pope
that
to
I
I have
don't,
a
I
different
don't.
reason. That's why
No,
I
I'm
asked you this
saying
question.
never in any case be 100% because
Obviously,
things change, right?
Yeah.
Like China has created a fake sun also, na? There will be
fake
no
rain,
fake
fake
sun,
sun.
whatever.
The only thing you can be dead cert of, debt, taxes and dandruff. That's it.
No, debt, taxes, and
Dandruff.
No.
there must be something else.
No, what's the story behind this?
That thing is said.
What else can be there that you can be dead sure of?
Vishy bashing Pakistan cricket.
No, that also depends.
Anyway, we're digressing. Forget that.
Yeah.
Coming back to you want to know the 1%.
Yeah.
Point one is just generally you should give for everything. And point one is by the way, there could be a 5% chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I'm not saying that, but the reason why I'm saying they're not going is primarily one of the reason was player safety.
Exactly.
And this is not only going to be seen from our point of view, but also from the point of view of the ICC. I got to know that the ICC were also considering whether right now you never hear anything from the ICC, but they keep doing their due diligence.
Yeah,
for example, a lot of time we don't get to know about a stadium having an issue. It's only closer to the thing you get to know from ICC that they have an issue with the stadium. You better do it because there is a due process and they do not keep updating you minute by minute. But that does not mean that they're not taking cognizance of the fact that security can be a thing. Now, a lot of people might say that listen, Pakistan, after there was attack to the Sri Lankan team, it's kind of, slowly, gradually, cricket has come back, teams have started playing, PSL started happening, all of that is thing. But you got to remember, those are the teams that are coming vis-a-vis an Indian team. It's a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
That's one, but that's from the point of view of the organizers. So, and I know this for a fact, by the way, I'll also give, for people who've traveled to Pakistan previously when the Indian team is gone, I know that the Pakistan government has always given top class security to the best of their abilities. They have. Because at the end of the day, they are the ones to lose. If something goes wrong, cricket, they suffer. So they do it. Yeah, but you've had issues. Secondly, one is from the organizers' point of view of them, they themselves being 100% sure. Because even ICC, for that example, if some goof up happens, they're going to, their neck is on the line. Right now, just one tournament has happened where the broadcaster has not made money, they're having to fight that. That's a smaller thing compared to, imagine if there was an attack on a team. What happens to the...
I'm just wondering, in 24 hours time in this very studio, I just got to know two things. One, yesterday, the fact that stadiums aren't ready yet. 2 out of the 3 stadiums aren't in place yet to be hosting Champions Trophy 2020. But
no, I'm assuming they do it. Hypothetically,
exactly.
that happens in subcontinent here
in India also. I remember
shadis. But Indian shadi, everything will happen last moment.
But to be fair, there's still time. Whatever upgrade has to happen. Even in India, we had 8, 9, 11 venues to prepare. Dharamshala, we know, was also facing a race against time. Whatever, size of the tournament is smaller. 2 out of 3 venues. The other thing, as we speak, is the safety issue, and this comes at a time, by the way, where there has been some sort of terror activity happen in Pakistan yesterday, in Balochistan. So it just makes things very precarious right now. Stadiums not being ready, then there have been casualties as well. Paramilitary forces over there were targeted, civilians were targeted. So it is a grim situation. I know that ICC have been told by Pakistan that as far as India are concerned, they'll be based only in Lahore. All their matches will take place there. The visas to spectators will be issued. India will not be moving from one center to the other, to the third one. India will be playing all their matches in Lahore. That's the best that they can do. Also because it's closer to the border as well. So that makes commute easier, and then they have to protect India or give India safety security at just one venue, then travel and all, where things become a little murky at times, or there becomes a little bit of a loophole. But when I see such developments, when I hear those things, and of course the door is still left ajar as far as having the hybrid model is concerned, I don't think it is going to be then unfair, or it sounds like a far-fetched reality that the tournament does become hybrid or gets completely shifted to the UAE.
No, see that even I'm saying hybrid is also at the moment what I'm saying. See, the first bit is the ICC has to look at the overall safety of the tournament. If you're mentioning that is one of the reason. Firstly, that from the ICC point of view, they may want to shift it to another place. Where, secondly, you can say whatever you want that if India doesn't comply, they will have to, face the axe, the ire of ICC and so on and so forth. That's easier said and done. And this is by no means being arrogant at all. But I'm just, again, as I say, do not shoot the messenger. I'm just putting the facts on paper. At the moment, the way ICC tournaments are and their financial model is such, majority of the money would only come if an Indian team is participating. If it does not, again, as I said, without even an iota of arrogance in that stadium, in that statement, I'm saying just putting the facts out there. Right now, when you've had a situation where because of rain, one India inconsequential game got washed out, by that ICC is under pressure from the broadcaster. Can you imagine if an Indian team is not playing? How does the economics of that work? So that is not something that ICC would want. So that's why I'm saying hybrid also may not be. Secondly, the safety, one I said from ICC point of view. Now secondly, BCCI will also consider that. They will have their own intelligence on all of this. So you, assuming Pakistan's, and a credit to them, they've done really well, had foreign teams come, they've tried to get things back on track, and let's be honest, I do not wish ill for anyone. You know, cricket should flourish everywhere, in every part of the world. Let each country have and I think fans of each country deserve to watch cricket at home. I would feel rather bad for a lot of Pakistani fans who could not see international cricket at home.
Yes.
Imagine their teams at home.
And especially Indian players whom they love so much.
Even if Indian, I'm saying they could not see anything.
They're local players.
They could not even see international cricket being played, right? Which is unfair. But I'm saying right now India would have to see what is best for their players. So now, as I said, there is also, I do not think that all Indian players are on board, that they are okay to travel. And it's not even a decision sometimes taken by them, it's also taken by their families. Let's not forget. How many families would be comfortable? See, gone are those days where cricketers used to be, the beck and call of board ne bol diya to bol diya. Nowadays cricketers, if we've seen, they're far more woke, which is right. They're far more aware of the scenarios, they have an opinion, they believe in certain causes, they talk about it irrespective of what people have to say. Similarly, they also manage their time in terms of their family time. People may like it, people may dislike it, but that's exactly how they are, and I see nothing wrong in that, but that's another debate as such. So if there are so many things to consider, will the BCCI take calls without knowing the players' side? And what if those players are important and those players are going to consider what their families also say? So that's another very important factor in them deciding. Then there is the third, that's what I'm saying, the different layers. The most important, as I said, is safety from the organizers' point of view, safety from the players and their families' point of view. And third, whether you like it or not, is that right now diplomatic relations between the two countries aren't great. They may have eased up a bit after the change in dispensation in Pakistan, not the same as it was during Imran Khan's time, where you had skirmish also on the border. It's not that now, ever since the new regime has taken over. It's been milder, but you still haven't seen any sort of extending of hands from any side or any sort of meeting that happened earlier, which is to say that the Indian government still, again, I'm repeating, that's not the opinion of Shashwat, me, Harshit and Siddharth. We are not geopolitical experts. What is to be done, there are smarter people. Only conveying to you what the fact is. The fact is that there has been no reach from either side that we have seen in the last few months. So how can you suddenly allow a high profile tour as an Indian team traveling there and playing cricket? So I do not see even the government. So those three factors aside, now if let's say all of that have been addressed, then the third factor of even the government saying okay, I think the political tensions that have been there for some time will also probably not really go in favor of the Indian team traveling there.
But then my point here is that if let's assume that the government gives a yes to this, that okay, you are clear to go to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy. Now, if a situation arises that a few players say that we are not comfortable in going there, there's nothing that you can do about it. But if the government has said that it's clear, the situation is perfect, the security is tight, you have to go, then in any which ways, players' opinions does not matter. They have to go, so they have to go.
Siddharth, I agree, but see, no government. You have seen today, I'll give you an example. Vinesh Phogat's case. Maybe 20-30 years ago, when we were not so sensitive to different things, someone threw a fit, said no, nothing doing, you have to do it, you do it. You made leeways, right, for an athlete. You have become more sensitive. You allowed her to participate in 2 different weight categories at the national level. When she did dharna, okay, you try to ignore her initially. Things have to be taken up. Even after she had that thing in the Olympics, she wasn't, in the best of the terms with the ruling dispensation in the country, yet you saw reaches from the government. Because times have changed. So now it will not be that case, which used to be 30 years ago, that hey, listen, we've decided, Siddharth, Harshit, Shashwat and Nikhil, get ready and you're going. Off you go. Now, the word of a Siddharth, Harshit, Nikhil and Shashwat also matters. It's a two-way communication.
Players are more empowered now.
Yeah, and I'm not still saying that they are above the board. Of course, that call will be board, but I don't think they'll neglect it. Yeah. I don't think they will just close their eyes, especially if it comes from a few senior players. They'd have to take cognizance. And now, even even if you look at, see, because the times have changed. If tomorrow, hypothetically, just say, let's say tomorrow, any two players, let's say Rohit and Virat decide not to do it, right? They say, but the government has given clearance. Let's say in your case, they decide and say they are a bit nervous about going with the family, whatever. This word goes back to the government. You think now the government is such, it doesn't matter. You guys sit down. Now times have changed where there is a communication. There are times where the Prime Minister is speaking to the athlete after not only a medal, after disappointment as well. You think that players like Rohit and Virat will not be spoken to, or unless you reach a situation where you have to send and they're still deciding not to, even then you might reach a situation where they say, okay, we respect your call, okay, we'll send a team without you, but nothing against you, we understand that may be a scenario, but I'm saying all of those things are going to be taken into consideration. And right now, if truth be told, I don't think the government is going to, let's be honest, you and I, is going to be over eager to be going. I think if they are, even if they are 50%, and to that 50%, if there are 2 or 3 players who express concern, it only adds to their, if you're looking for a reason to pull out, that just adds to that. I wasn't anyway sure, you're not very confident, and now the players are also not happy. See, all the more reason.
Even the same thing happened when India went to England at 5-match test, the test series, where the COVID, then the players decided not to play, even though the game could have been played, but they still decided not to play, so that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Things have changed where now you are far more accommodating and sensitive to the demands of players and what their needs are. So as of now, things. But my point is, if let's say ICC think it's all right, it can happen. They're all fine with everything. Stadiums, shadi ki tarah, they're ready at time. Security, they've been assured everything. So ICC says, okay, go ahead. But India, because of the issues I mentioned, say they don't want to go, and they are. So what does the ICC do now that you have an Indian heading the ICC?
No, but my point here is that even if you did not have an Indian there, you still would have had it hybrid only. Because India would not have gone, and without India you cannot have an ICC tournament.
Shivam has come with the line of
and it is literally like a pandala ready only, because they had that chairs that are used for marriage and
for our viewers who cannot hear what Shivam has said because he does not have a mic, will someone repeat the line?
पंडाल तैयार है, बराती तैयार है, दूल्हा ही नहीं है,
तो शादी कैसे? So his answer to my question, that if ICC is keen to go ahead but India is not, now the change of ICC head, what will happen? He says this will happen.
In fact, it's a disadvantage to India now. Why? Because people from across the border can now say that this is happening because Jay Shah is the president. Otherwise, it would not have happened.
See, this is where public memory will come to test. Again, you cannot ignore
They'll
the
say
fact.
Otherwise, it would not have happened. Otherwise, they had to come.
No.
But you're saying it would have happened, doesn't matter whoever. दूल्हे के बिना कैसे?
Exactly.
Like
same.
Because for the long, this was always going to be an issue. It's been an issue. It's part of cricketing conversations now for good 12 months already. Since the time that they were awarded, and now that you've been inching closer, the conversation has been on. And not for once have you heard from anyone that there is indication that India are going there. There's never been that indication, not even an iota of it. So to just put it on Jay Shah, and who knew that, come the month of August, September, that he will then be elevated to the ICC position? Did we know any of these things then?
No.
This is where this side of the border, that side of the border, whichever frontier in this country or this world, then people need to remember that this is how the timeline was.
See, one of the major reasons why Jay Shah's appointment as the ICC boss is happening, because Greg Barclay has decided not to renew his contract. Remember, he could have had a third extension which would have been another 2-year contract, but he decided that he doesn't want to go, and that's why that's when Jay Shah got to know about it, he had a conversation with Greg Barclay. I read it in one of the reports. Therein he said that he is very keen on being that, and at the very same time, it's going to be non-opposed because he already has the backing of the other two strong boards, which is ECB and Cricket Australia.
Nothing would have changed,
Yeah.
according to me. It's just a disadvantage, according
But
to
what
me, that
if-
they'll have
so
the
what if
opportunity
People
to
say that it is because of Jay Shah that India are not going to go to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy.
yeah, this is what they are going to say, because otherwise they would have said that this would not have happened if Jay Shah wasn't their boss. They had to come, India should have come, otherwise he would have had it without India. This is what they will say now.
But are people also saying that, India used their muscle to have Barclay not apply for a third post so that to handle
haven't
this
heard that yet,
situation,
but yeah, that's
so as to
definitely-
handle this situation, you needed somebody from India to, do it for the ICC.
People say
But
a lot of things.
people can say that also.
No, people will say that. Will definitely say that. Just getting closer to the Champions Trophy as soon as they realize.
That you needed somebody from India to look at this situation, and you needed that muscle. India have got that muscle, so they made Barclay
maybe-
set out. Then they had their own guy.
Then they can say that
and
the
then
ball-
they took the tournament away from Pakistan. People can peddle
Then
that
they can say
theory
that
also.
the ball can have a chip and then the ball swings more when India.
Yeah,
also
yeah.
this
People
too
can
is
say, yeah.
very. Still, you can agree to that.
Yeah.
More than that.
AI. Is AI, this
AI.
chips.
But I mean, it's interesting that we're talking about an Indian heading the ICC. The first one to head from India was Jagmohan Dalmiya, and that actually changed Indian cricket. That is what turned Indian cricket. Of course, before that there was that whole court case that happened where Jagmohan Dalmiya, Ayaz Bindra took Doordarshan to court and won that. Before that, BCCI used to pay money to Doordarshan to show matches.
Yeah,
Then it turned to that. They had got, but I think when Jagmohan Dalmiya went there, that's when things changed in terms of India. Earlier England, Australia, they used to really be deciding things. When he got there, he got all the Asian group together. Where, by the way, we're talking about India, Pakistan, where they actually played ally in those days
Yeah.
to counter the Western powers in that sense,
Yeah.
to ensure that. So they said, okay, let's, when there's voting, let's get our votes together. That's how Bangladesh got a test status.
Yeah.
Just as you get
2001 that was, right?
2000 they played. So to get all that, so that you get your enough votes, you get your things done. Imagine from there, then you've had many ICC bosses, and then the N. Srinivasan time, where you came up with this new formula where India was taking majority of the ICC profits, and Australia next and England next, whatever, the big three, and the rest of them were getting piddly sums compared to that.
Breadcrumbs.
Yeah. So things really from that point have changed, and Indians as the head of ICC have, even Pakistan, I think Ehsan Mani was heading the ICC if I'm not mistaken.
And nothing changed for them as such.
Not much.
Anyhow, we're just about 7-8 minutes away, I believe, from the
official announcement. Yeah. We can
Will
take
it
a
be
few-
an
we
official
can take a
announcement
few-
or
No, see, everyone knows that
a little body getting into the act?
Jay Shah is the only one who's filed his nomination. Nobody else is going to be filing it. We know that. See, in these things, it's not like a state election or a country's election. So many voters. They're just those members, just few of them. You only
just raise
stand
their
when you
hand.
know. No, you only stand when you know that there is anyone. If there isn't anyone, one person stand is elected. These elections are rather simple. Not like the BCCI elections, which used to be very exciting in the early 2000s. I covered a few of them. Oh my God, they were like more exciting than our Lok Sabha election, especially when Sharad Pawar and Jagmohan Dalmiya were. Do you know Sharad Pawar, who's never lost an election in his life, only lost one election? There was a BCCI election. See, the man who could not be beaten in any election, BCCI turned. So that's how exciting BCCI elections used to be. And those days we used to, I remember, cover the cameras and the meeting or the voting, 5-star hotels they used to have. Full on, like you have the election analysis, na? Like this one is standing, this one, these many votes, these associations are with this.
Vote check.
Now they're trying to, they had a meeting last night. Vote check. They are pulling this guy, this association might move.
Horse trading.
Horse trading. All of those things used to happen. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. I mean, there was one election where I will not name a gentleman, very prominent in BCCI corridors. Right now.
also.
And he's been there for it. He went with
Evergreen personality.
He went with one person, supporting one person for the meeting with him, because you could make out, right? They would enter together, so you knew. So you knew that his vote was going, because he was heading a status. So you knew his vote is going to Sharad Pawar. Walked in with him, but came out. When he came out, the winner, he was there. He was with the hand raised with the winner. With Jagmohan Dalmiya.
Was there
hands were raised? Yes, we've done it.
Resort politics then also?
Resort, yes, no. Resort politics used to, because they used to be all in 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
So same wahi pe ho jata.
One cab stays on 7th floor, the other stays on 9th floor.
Everything used to happen there. Crazy amount of politics. And by the way, it was so. See now, last few years you've seen BCCI. There's been no opposition as such. Much like we've had nationally. So even BCCI is a reflection of what happens nationally. There's not been too much opposition. People have been elected unopposed. There's not too many people, and that's also because if you know that one party has majority votes together, there's no point for anyone to stand. Which is why I was saying, those days it would actually be so close that people would say, okay, I can get that
now
much.
Now it could be, because the
Maybe
person
not.
is.
Doesn't matter. The decisions are already taken.
Who could be?
Doesn't matter.
BCCI.
Did you had the BCCI president when Saurav Ganguly elected unanimously? No fight. Everything was decided pehle. Saying why fight? There were people who were, but they all sat together, they decided. Next came Roger Bean. Was there anything?
No.
All done. So why? What makes you say that anything?
And after the ICC chairman thing, it's going to be Jay Shah.
See, also because
BCCI
whoever, no, but also because sometimes it doesn't happen because that's the smarter thing, or that's more prudent to do at that time. What's the point? Let's say, we have 5 people here. I'm standing for the president's post, and I already have 3 votes. Siddharth wants to oppose me, but there's no point for him to stand when he knows that I've got those 3 votes. So he might as well not take the trouble of standing. He would want to. So it's not like the people wouldn't want to, but when they know that they do not have votes even close.
Final outcome when you know.
And also when it's not even close. See, in those days also a lot of times you knew, but if you were close about, there were a few things which votes could switch either sides depending on what you're going to promise them. You could still take a punt saying, okay, I'll file my nomination. I have few days before the election. I'll try and swing those few crucial ones to my side by promise. But when there is no contest, there's nobody, you don't do it. So those elections used to be great fun. And see, everyone wanted to be a part of it those days. The who's who wanted to be part of
elections,
BCCI election. Everyone wanted a foot in the door from every party. I'm just saying, just some of the big netas I remember, that we covered. There was Sharad Pawar, of course. There was Arun Jaitley, very actively involved. There was all of the rest of them. Rajiv Shukla, politics.
How about Chetan Chauhan?
Chetan Chauhan, but I'm saying like real big people. Anurag Thakur, very prominent name in politics, was also actively involved in BCCI. In case of Anurag Thakur, though, he was always into cricket, like from his state association and so on and so forth.
He did also play HPCA as well.
He played also. He played. So, but there were always. The previous NKP Salve used to be a Congress heavyweight, who used to be the. Now's generation might know him as Harish Salve's father. He was the BCCI president, always a big shot in the Congress government as well. This is when India won the World Cup '83. He was the BCCI president. Very, very nice gentleman. I had the pleasure of having him on my show once. TV show he had come. He'd become old by then with a stick he came. Very sharp, very well respected.
Could he have helped us in Vinicius' case?
He was not his son is a much bigger lawyer. He was a politician and Yeah, you're right. Madhura Sindhya.
Madhura Sindhya, yeah.
Yeah, good point.
How about
Madhura Sindhya.
Tejasvi?
Tejasvi,
He
no,
played.
he played, but no, not. He was part of the Delhi team,
Delhi Capitals.
but not
Delhi Daredevils, yeah.
same team.
Recresting happened.
Virat played and may have, yeah. The Delhi captain, na? Must be. Yeah. He was not a bad player actually.
He can play.
Decent player. I mean, not, I think, as good to play India level, but you know why I say that, because a lot of when I first heard the story, Lalu's son has been put to, I thought, usually any person, because he's like one big Neta's son, has been put, but when I went and saw him play, he was not bad.
You can call him. Yeah. Grace us one of the matches here.
I think now he doesn't play.
Very own MCG.
Looking at his size now, he doesn't. I don't think he plays very actively. He's let himself go. He was much fitter earlier. Become a full Neta. Now so. Sawal before we wind up. Suzuki intruder here.
Shivan's busy planning his next bike.
Daniel M, we could have taken the question if you had worded it properly. Sorry, not taking it like that. See, whatever our personal opinion about anyone, and you are all entitled to it, but put it in a language that we can carry it, right?
Parliamentary language.
Not unparliamentary. Bhaiya. Sarad Chandra. What is he saying? Nikhil sir. Kaha?
ढूंढते इतने पहाड़ी एरिया.
अरे यार ढूंढ लेते हैं. हाँ भैया Arshid, you answer. Just one remark, sir. You said England made Rohit and others play sweep, but Rohit in 2019-21 spin pitches use sweeps more so. Don't credit England.
No, but Sarachandran, I must correct you over there. In Test cricket, it was after 7 years that Rohit Sharma played the sweep shot. You can go check that.
Yeah, and you specifically talked about Test cricket only.
I talked about Test cricket only. Yes.
Okay. Arvind Atreyas has a comment. It's for Nikhil. KL Rahul LSD owner update. Will KL leave or stay as a player? Any chances of playing for RCB?
Well, you can have Shivam answer that.
Yeah.
He's captain.
No, I think the fact that the owners have met with KL Rahul suggests that they would be keen to have him. But again, it will also depend on what KL wants to do.
Yes.
I'm hearing that there could be a press conference on that.
Tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, so if there is going to be a press conference, then we will all
But
know.
what can they actually announce in the press conference?
See,
because retentions are still not out. How many
what
can
has
you
been
retain?
said in the report is that they are keen on having KL Rahul as a player but not as the captain. And the two players that they would want to retain irrespective of anything would be Krunal Pandya and Nicholas Pooran.
So these
but
three
those are all kite flying. Everyone will do kite flying. I'm not saying the press conference may address, so many things being spoken on social media. Maybe they want to address a lot of it.
So they would want to say that nothing's been decided yet, basically.
They could say anything.
Because they cannot come out and say that definitely we'll have KL Rahul at this point, because there are no specific retention.
Definitely, but they can always come out and say that, listen, he was our captain till last time, the contracts are over, and he continued to lead our team.
I'm just saying, why do they need to? Because see, whatever that they do tomorrow in the press conference becomes a spectacle. And why do you?
Maybe they may announce a new coach for all you know.
Just put out a tweet.
See, the higher probability
maybe the coach might come on the press conference.
Higher probability is that they might.
Coach they changed last year only.
But if that would have been the case,
he
they would
didn't
not.
fare very well.
See, the higher probability is that they'll announce Zahir Khan as the mentor, because that is the.
No, but I don't think they would have a press conference for
Justin
that.
Langer is
Why
more
not?
than likely.
No, because then they know that if once they come in the press conference, they'll definitely have questions on
Maybe
KL
they
Rahul.
want.
Maybe they want to answer them.
Or maybe there will be awkward silence, like was the case when Hardik and Boucher they came in.
Hardik just smiled and passed on the mic.
You are not allowed to ask questions. It's their turn.
Acha, ask.
See,
Mayank
we cannot
Yadav again,
answer
you
that
don't
till
know
we do
anything
not
about.
know.
Yeah, it's just.
And Mayank Yadav you cannot
report
at this point.
It is just sources not in the know of things.
We will do another episode of which are the players that LSG should retain.
Yeah.
We've already done that, sort of.
But then
Every team we've done
everything
4-5
else-
matches.
I think
we did
yeah.
it once, But again, we will revisit.
Chalo, go down. Can we have more questions, please? We've addressed this.
This is
King D is saying that the secretary interferes too much in cricketing affairs. How is this? But that's what his job is.
yeah.
His job is to run the cricket affairs of this country. He will have to interfere to run it.
I think he means about team selections and all of that.
But who says that? No, but that's a wrong impression people have. Who says that that Jay Shah is picking the teams? Let me be very honest. There is nothing like that suggests that he does. The selection is left completely to the selectors. I have not heard of anyone, whether it's from the selection, from the players, or anyone, that he ever interferes. If he announces something, that's exactly what his job is. He's the convener. If he's announced something, does not mean that's the decision he's taken. Right? So, he is not at... There have been times where people have interfered in selection and truth has come out and we've spoken about it. But in this case, you are mistaken. For everything else, it's his job to be interfering. That's what the secretary is, right? But I don't think he interferes in cricketing decisions. That I can tell you with a great degree of certainty, having been around the workings of Indian cricket.
Okay. This. Which was this comment?
Take all one by one in the line. All we are going to take.
Siddharth. Okay, yeah, Siddharth has a comment. Nikhil sir, according to a report, 350 athletes around world across athletics and were in Olympics trained in US, NCAA. We also have good ties with US. Isn't it feasible for us views?
Oh, NCAA. Yeah, you can. But see, the thing is, right now, a lot of Indian athletes are training in the best possible facilities. They all train abroad. So NCAA isn't necessarily always... See, I mean, truth be told, if you send your 100-meter hurdle and the steeplechase runner to NCAA, doesn't mean they'll win, right? So we're far away from reaching that level. We're not even close. That minor difference of coaching will only come in when you're really in the top. Right now, we're far away in athletics. In other sport, you've seen most of our teams, the hockey team, our wrestlers, Neeraj himself, all of them train at different times. The TT team was training abroad. So they do find different places and there's no one size fit all. I think right now also there's a lot of places are picked basis the inputs given by players and their coaches. So if they feel that one area is good, the facilities are good, competition is good, they go. And that also keeps changing. But the number of medals have remained somewhere there only. So I guess the problem is not with their training. The problem is much deeper, which we have discussed. One full show we have done on what the problem is.
DP has a comment. Champions Trophy looks tricky as not just venue is in question, but also the Indian players' fitness after a long BGT. Well, I don't think that will be a problem because the BGT finishes in the first week of January, if I'm not wrong, and the Champions Trophy is going to take place in the late third week of February.
22nd, I believe.
19th February.
19th.
To 9th March. So
that as per the schedule right now.
Yeah, and in between that, India will only have 3 ODIs and maybe a few T20s to play. So
England, you definitely play.
Yeah, 3 ODIs there. So I think they'll have enough time for recovery. So not really sure, if fitness would be a concern.
Secondly, the point is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And if somebody is fit, he will go. If somebody is not fit, he will not go. You already have the new coach in Gautam Gambhir who said that I'm not a believer in rotation policy or one player will play one format.
And they will be fit enough to play the IPL also.
One player, if he's fit enough, has to play everything. That is what he said. So when you go for any tournament, Champions Trophy, if there is load, people are fit, unfit, whatever, they'll have to go with whatever is available. Now anyway, we are the envy of the world where we can have three teams. So why take tension?
And win with three teams.
Win with 3, exactly. Okay, Shashank Kadam. Who are spin pairs in Indian cricket team? Spin pairs. Jadeja and Akshar? Jadeja and Ashwin. But which format are you talking about?
Any format.
Everyone. There'll be Washington, Sundar,
Trent in ODIs.
Kulcha.
Kulcha,
but now
don't really play.
Bishnoi, Washington.
Bishnoi, Washington. or Kuldeep Bishnoi,
Yeah,
or
Kuldeep Akshar also in
or,
ODIs.
or if you ask me, then Kuldeep Sai Kishore.
Sai Kishore to is
Come on.
favorite.
Arey, Rinku Surya, not spin pairs, yeah. Gets carried away. Part-time spinners, bhai, wo he's asking about.
अब ज़्यादा हो गया.
Sai Kishore anyways feels that he's one of the
Next
best
Yes.
spinners in
Next
India.
will be Tilak
He
Verma, Yashasvi
definitely is.
Jaiswal.
There are other spinners also. I hope they come up.
Okay, Pravit Chaudhary, do you think Jay Shah will increase funding for associate nations to increase the reach of the sport? That's possible. He's done a few things during his tenure in the BCCI, like women cricketers getting paid equal amount. You've had now man of the match, different awards in
Vijay
domestic
Hazare, yeah.
cricket as well. So yeah, maybe that's a possibility.
We also, I think, there was a lot of aid extended, not just from Jay Shah, but earlier as well.
अरे
BCCI
इतने questions थे अभी हमने लिए नहीं, have changed it.
has extended a lot
Nikhil,
of.
I have a question for you here. That if Jay Shah is obviously, whenever he's made the ICC boss now, do you think his appointment will probably mean that there could be an extension in the number of teams for the 2028 LA Olympics when cricket features there? See, as of now, there are only 6 teams that are going to feature, and the criteria would be that the top 6 teams until a qualification date, until a cutoff date, would be taking part in that. So, do you think there would be a more extension in number of
See,
teams?
I don't know. This is something
Maybe someone
that,
like a Brazil or
that Mr.
Germany getting to play the qualifiers?
No, Brazil.
No, I'm just like.
Brazil,
Pakistan
Germany
won't
won't. See, I agree with you that maybe 6 is too few.
Yeah.
You could push it to 8 or 10,
12.
whatever. But how does Brazil and Germany get in? Yeah, still.
No, I'm just like.
Pakistan
give me an
also
example,
would just
yeah.
make the cut then.
Yeah.
In 6 they won't make the cut.
6,
Yeah.
it's
6 it's not possible.
No. Just there are. I think there are. 10 is a good number, and there will be 10 competitive teams.
Yeah, you make 2 groups
Yeah.
out of it and then figure out a
Yeah.
qualification
Just
way.
how-
Have the
6 is too few. I agree.
6 is too
But
few.
no matter how much you increase, Brazil and Argentina are not
They are
coming.
not. They are not coming.
So,
Not anytime soon.
not
Yeah,
anytime
yeah.
soon, yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, unless you reach some 40-50 teams, then maybe
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. Okay. Compared to PCB, BCB, ACB, Sri Lanka board, BCCI has done very well in managing players. That's true. They have. Yep. That is true. Acha, Siddharth is saying from youth level. Yeah, youth level, I mean, you could do it, but how? See, again, identifying talent, youth talent in India is
But
fraught with
spinners
risk.
aren't like the ones that you always had in the past. In youth level also.
No, but he's talking about Olympic sports.
Okay.
So there also it's not easy. That's another debate, by the way. I could go on for 50 minutes. With the malpractices that exist in youth level sport in India is just different. So in a way, it's fine that all of that is provided only when they make the senior cut. Now, even in seniors, you have been, without getting into the details, you have a lot of players that win the national meets, and when it's time to go for some international tournaments, they're not there, or when they go to international tournaments, they're far below their personal best. Why is it, do you think that happens? Think about it. I'm going to spell everything out. You should know why that happens. Problems, a lot of problems. All the good questions were there, he's removed it. Now, one final question.
I think you'll have to go down for it.
GGK, we're not taking your naughty comments. Sharan Vinogota says, Nikhil bhai, the BCCI president post is dummy only, secretary runs the show. Would you like to say that to a certain Saurav Ganguly? Would you have liked to have said it to a certain IS Bindra or Jagmohan Dalmiya or N. Srinivasan? No, sir. By the way, president has a lot of power. President can veto selection committee. If 5 people are decided, president can veto. Though presidents don't use this power, they have a lot of powers. So it's not true.
Okay.
Some are slightly laid back and sit back by personality. Some are more outgoing and proactive and take decisions. Just that.
Okay, I read Shashank's comment there that he asked that who would be the Indian spin players after Ashwin and Jadeja.
Oh.
Again,
Sai
No,
Kishore.
earlier, you know, you said Kuldeep, Sai Kishore.
Sai Kishore and Saurabh Kumar also.
Washington Sundar Bishnoi.
Yeah. But Bishnoi in Test cricket.
Test cricket, it's going to be Kuldeep and Akshar, I feel.
As of now, yeah.
And then
Sai
backup
Kishore is
will
a good shout.
Sai Kishore, but I think it's going to be between Sai Kishore, Saurabh
Sai
Kumar.
Kishore's anyway said.
By the way, Washington also has been in the Test scheme of things.
But it's again, he's never.
I'm not
He's just played
putting
a-
forward his case, but I'm just telling you that he was thought of at Test.
Yeah.
He was part of that Australia series.
Doesn't like,
Yeah,
he
he
just played a
batted also
very
really
small
well.
part in a very ordinary series win in Australia.
No, any bats well.
Could have been part of our 10 greatest moments since independence. Came this close.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, can't take all your questions, but thank you for your company. Take care. Bye. As usual, our topic changed midway. That's the fun of Dugout. Sarat Chandra, Sinner doping case, very complicated. Too many factors. That deserves another Dugout. Many opinions.
But he's playing.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
debate. Okay, bye. Good night, Nandri.
Shubhratri,
Shabba
Shabba
Khair.
Khair.
Whatever.
Eat your vegetables and don't trouble your mother.
See you.